DeFi Kingdoms, where you can summon heroes, trade with other players, quest, and fight challenging enemies in a fantasy world brought to life in pixel art animation. Command your legion, claim your legacy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's AMA with DeFi Kingdoms. Winston still showing this California propaganda over here, but
not I can't believe you're saying that again, even after we talked about it before in the pre-meeting. All right,
we did stand by it anyway. Welcome to this week's AMA. We're excited to be here as always. And we are going to kick off by finding out how everybody's doing today. So, how are you doing today?
So you kind of blurped there. I don't think any of us know who you said.
Yeah, sorry. The arena stream started just then, and so it turned my audio on, so I could just hear myself, and that's never a good thing. So, Hubert, how are you doing today?
I thought maybe it was me. I heard like a right at the end there. But anyway, I'm good. Hey, hey everybody. Glad to be here, and nothing to complain about really. So, got the in-laws in town from Japan right now, so it's pretty lively at home. But yeah, how are you doing, Bolon?
Nice. I am doing well. Doing pretty well. Dreamer, how are you doing today?
Risky.
Oh, all right. Speaking of, Fox, how are you doing today? How you been?
I've been good. Is this more of just like how am I doing past the mic, or is this more of take the mic and run?
No, just how you doing in pass, and then we'll circle back. I know everybody wants to hear from you.
I definitely want to run, but
Bolon's not your boss, dude. Do your thing.
Bolon, you always go last with Fox because he will take the mic and run. He's just warning you that it's happening.
That is fair, but I got to keep an eye on Winston too, because Winston sometimes he strays a little bit when we talk about the AMA bouts.
Yeah, I should go last because I'm probably gonna go off, or I could do a.
You're up now, so let's find out. Winston, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Nice big crew up here. Gang's all here and having my camera. There we go. Gang's all here, we're all having a nice time and talking about fun stuff and doing fun stuff. Today I am fighting Wayu. He is the recent winner of the Excalibur last week. So congratulations, dude. It sounds like, I don't know if he's listening. I think sometimes he listens, but it sounds like he's going to bullish us. So I sent him the link and he's going to jump up here. Whenever he's ready, hopefully at the end. That's probably the smartest place for him to be. I guess if he's going to bullish us, he'll jump on at the end and he'll hit us with that. And so we're doing two bouts today. There's still time to get in there and vote and sponsor those, but make sure don't blow all your votes on this one. Like it's a hefty purse. There's some jewel there, but save some votes for tomorrow. All-Star tournament tomorrow. I'm going to be hosting that. I think that I've secured Carl Malone. Like, I think the mailman is going to be on the stream. So you don't want to miss that from the Carl Malone, all-star basketball player from the Dream Team. And he's going to be on the stream. So probably not Sticks Intern though. I don't know. Once we got Carl Malone, I was like, we don't need Sticks Intern. Carl will wear a cool hat and it'll be great. He'll do a great job. Hey, there's Wayu won. So somebody else, there's already a Wayu. That's too bad. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Make sure to go over and vote on those bouts, and then also make sure to save some of your votes for tomorrow because it's going to be lots of jewel in that All-Star tournament tomorrow. So firing it back over to you, Bolon. I think I checked all my boxes on that one. Let me know if I missed anything.
I think you got them all. Thank you, Winston.
I might have got some boxes that weren't mine even. I probably checked like one or two of Hubert's boxes.
Well, we're used to it. Real quick, one last thing, and then we'll get into some other good stuff. This is also good stuff. But Little Sparrow has a hosted tournament that is going to be running at the top of the hour, level 20s. So if you are interested in participating, make sure you get in there and get ready. That'll be running at the top of the hour. So looking forward to that. Shout out to Little Sparrow for hosting a tournament. It's a lot of fun, and excited to watch some people play. All right. With that, back over to Fox. Take the mic, run with it. How have you been? What's new in the world of the Fox?
Thank you, Bolon. First order of business. I got a new dog and I wanted to show him. This is Milo. Hello. And he's been waking me up every night at 2 a.m. to go potty. So just like having a newborn again. But I'm excited. I don't know if you guys remember my older dog. He tragically passed last year. And so now I feel a little bit whole again with this guy. So, but yeah, no, it's Fox. It's been a while since I have been able to make an AMA. I heard some people had asked about me. All of the usual, is Fox still alive? You know, it's been a while. And for all those that have like been here, which most of you guys have, every summer I basically go to Asia, spend some time there. It's in a whole other time zone on the other side of the world. So that was happening. And also I've had, unfortunately, like some health issues as well that I've been dealing with. So basically all that's kind of been hard and kind of taking up a lot of my time, but I'm still here. I'm still around. The current priorities that we're working on over here at Kingdom Studios just don't involve me as much at the current time. So from, you know, like the travel and the health and all the other things that have been going on, I've just been acting as more of like an advisor role. But, you know, I'm still here and there just kind of like messing around with some ideas I have, like for DFK. Over the summer, I've been working on some interesting and sort of like really fun ideas I've had that aren't necessarily like related to the main flow. So I'm not going to be getting in anyone's way over there. But, you know, it's been fun to be working on those, and I've had a lot of progress there. So that's basically me. That's my update. I appreciate all the people that reached out and have like said hi and asked and all that type of stuff, and all of like the well wishes and stuff too. But yeah, that's basically it for me. Back over to you, Bolon. Thanks.
Thank you, Fox. Before you go, how was Asia?
That was great. So we went to Japan for most of it, and it was really, really, really hot, crazy hot. But we saw a lot of like the non-beaten path areas, which was fun. So we were kind of just going around, seeing stuff. My kids were basically living out of a suitcase for a long time, but they had a lot of fun and learned a lot about Japan. So yeah, that was it. Thanks for asking.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad y'all had a good trip, and excited to have you back around in, you know, the US time zones, and excited to see, you know, what comes out of it, and what kind of awesome things you come up with. So looking forward to seeing you around more often. With that, I am going to pass it over to Dreamer for some updates on his side.
Oh man, cameras were turning on, so I found a shirt and got dressed properly to be on camera. You're not queuing me up. What's my update? I need a question. Queue me up. I know what I'm supposed to talk about, but it's just nice. I feel so special when you ask me
Dreamer's
questions.
here that's going to talk to us and give us some updates on MEXC.
Alrighty. Well, Mexi, so we worked really hard over the last couple of years to be like, hey, let's be on some type of centralized exchange. I think in the last bull market, especially, it was really important for altcoins to have that access to certain investors and liquidity, and even so far as like the possibility of perps to some degree. we worked with some centralized exchanges, but with the strategy to have our own chain on the Avalanche ecosystem, it came with a lot of additional problems to solve, like bridging and other things on the infrastructure perspective, but it also made it harder to connect to centralized exchanges. So with all the effort that we were going towards listing on an exchange, we also wanted to make sure it's integrated into DFK Chain. And so MEXC was one of those at the time, I think like top 10, top 15 that we progressed with over time. And man, it takes so much capital to get listed on these big exchanges. But when you do, you're really hoping for some volume and activity and exposure to make it worth it. So we kind of like traded out a top 50 for a top 15, but we waited for them to integrate onto DFK Chain, which took a long time. I don't know, maybe full on it 4 or 5 months. And we were working with
it might have been 6. It was a relevant period of time.
Yeah. And during that time, their volumes were really good. So we were like, all right, we're being patient. It'll be worth it, and we negotiated down costs and initial liquidity and everything, got to a place that we could afford it. And, we were pretty excited about it. And then even though it took them 6 months to integrate DFK Chain, 2 days after it was finished and we went live, they announced that KYC was required. And the more I learn about the centralized exchange game, it's just a bunch of banks trying to fly under the radar for X amount of time until they are required to do certain things that make everybody jump to the next exchange that has been funded and offering perps and all these other crazy, levered products. So because of the KYC, a lot of the folks in the US didn't want to use them anymore, including major influencers we're working with. They never informed us, so that was kind of a bummer. So since then, we're like, hey, it's great we have an exchange. It's there. But it didn't really help our user base, as majority are in areas that wouldn't use it anymore. And their volumes kind of, it didn't really increase from there. So flash forward to now, they're looking at their tokens that aren't being traded as much as others, and they let us know that if we didn't put some money towards it in some way to help volumes, working with a market maker or something, so they like us, they want to work with us. But in response, we're just like, our capital budgeting is not focused on this. And even if we were to keep the listing and spend a bunch of money to try to do so, the changes that occurred, we haven't really seen that ROI that was kind of inferred. So that's a MEXC update. You'll probably see, certain things about a delisting around notice. I don't really view it as a huge negative. The negative was 2 days after launch when, we found out that now they require KYC and nobody can really use it. And the user acquisition strategy wasn't as applicable, but it's still kind of it's something to note. We want to be fully transparent. Centralized exchanges are still important, a little bit less so with how technology has progressed. But we have some things in works that could help some exposure and continuing to find different ways to work with influencers in the market that we're in. And you never know, a real alt season can come and we could get some love there. But on the build side, on the strategy side, we can't really focus on price. But when we're in a position that we can work with some of the bigger, more stable, reliable, centralized exchanges, we're open to. But right now, we don't really have the focus of budget with those that we have access to. So, Bolon, was that everything I was supposed to highlight in the MEXC update?
Yes, sir. I believe it was.
Alrighty.
As always, really appreciate all of the insight there as well.
Yes, sir.
All right. Couple of more updates before we get into questions. First off, actually going slightly off script because I forgot about it, but just remembered. Oh crap! Actually, I just remembered another thing too. All right, here we go. We're going off script, boys. But first and foremost, the third and final Transcendence kickoff event has come to an end. Huge shout out to everybody who participated in that. In all three of them, really. With that, the phenomenal Burr has actually already pulled the data that I needed, but unfortunately, I was not prepared for that to happen that fast. So next week after the AMA, Sasha and I will go live. We will draw the winners from the third Transcendence event, as well as the visages from tournament participation from that giveaway as well. So we'll have a few drawings to do next week after the AMA. So keep that in mind and stay tuned. But huge shout out for everybody for that. Also, the rewards from the second Transcendence kickoff event have been distributed. So you should have all of your prizes now, the Gen Zeros, the Helms, and the Lesser Stones. So if you want anything in the second one, check out. I believe they were all delivered on Crystal Veil. So check out the hot air balloon on Crystal Veil. For the third event, we will do the drawing next week, as well as those visages. Let's see, Sir Worm, when will you see how many entries you have? I'll put out the spreadsheet data probably, I'm going to say maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, but I will get it out. But the tool that Burr put out that is linked in the announcements channel in Discord does have a wallet checker as well. So you can put your wallet in there and see it now if you want to also. Outside of that, I just wanted to mention, so, our first season of PvP tournaments has officially come to an end as of last Sunday, with the exception of the All-Star tournament, which we will be doing tomorrow and we'll talk more about momentarily. But during the off season, we are going to still have some tournaments. Hubert and I have actually been talking about what that can look like and will look like. So stay tuned for more details there. I don't think it's a bad thing for everybody to get a little week off, but we do plan on having tournaments even before we launch the next official, like, full-blown season. So stay tuned for more information on that front, which brings us to Sir Worm, that's good to know. I did not realize that, but yeah, I'll put out the spreadsheet here shortly so that everybody can take a look at it, and that's the one that we'll be doing the drawing from. So that's the official results anyway. All-Star tournament tomorrow at 9 p.m. UTC. It is 26 hours and 42 minutes from now. We will be kicking off the All-Star tournament. Really excited to see the best of DFK PvP battling it out for a 10,000 USDC grand prize, as well as some unique one-of-one equipment. But if you are not playing in that tournament, there are some massive sponsorships available for influence voting. So make sure you keep an eye out. Every match in that tournament is sponsored. The first round starts at 500 Jewel per match, and the final round, I think, is 5,000. I was really confident until right now when I just said that, but pretty confident that it's 5,000 Jewel for that final round. So big opportunities on that front as well. Hubert, I'm going to kick it over to you first. Anything you want to talk about or add to or say about that All-Star tournament?
I will say it was actually kind of a little bit of a pain to get that thing created. We had some technical issues and some restrictions we put on ourselves that came to bite us as we were trying to put that together. But it's there now, and and yeah, it's really exciting to kind of get to the end of this long season that we had, this first season. You can see the All-Star equipment that is going to be awarded to the first place winner of that. For the time being, I will say that it's possible that in future All-Star tournaments that we would use that equipment as a reward again. But it's also possible that we don't. So it could be a one-of-a-kind set. We haven't really made any decisions there. And, as equipment in the future, kind of like we'll likely be increasing like the level range of equipment as we release new equipment. So like this gear is set up for level 12, and, in the future, if we have, level 15 or level 20 equipment, we would probably have the All-Star equipment be competitive with whatever is the highest level of equipment we have out there. So if that is the case, that would mean, that this would be a one-of-a-kind set. And it does have a unique ability on the accessory as well. So I think the art on that is really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing whoever wins use that against other people. We did also try to make sure it wasn't like too crazy good. So should still be able to compete against that armor if you are fighting the winner. But it should also be like a very helpful piece of set of equipment as well. So really excited for that. I do plan to at least for part of it. I don't know if I'll be for the whole thing. Be joining the stream Winston will be doing tomorrow as well. So looking forward to watching the whole thing, and good luck to everyone who's participating.
Nice. Real quick, two things. One, thank you for answering that question. I wasn't sure if you'd seen it yet, so I was going to circle back to it anyway. I will just add, even if that this equipment does surface again, at the very least, it's going to be one of one for quite some amount of time, right? Like there's not another one coming next week. But also, I think it's really cool. We stuck with the kind of our traditional, like the helm has benefits based on the armor. But because there's 3 armors and only 1 helm, there's only one that does the extra benefit from having the helm, which I think is really cool as well. On that topic, let's see, Winston's in the midst of a fight, so I'll give him a break for a moment. Dreamer, anything that you want to add on about the All-Star tournament?
Man, I'm too busy talking to Sticks about statistic jokes. I'm just joking. I was gonna at the end be like last words, be all excited. I can be excited now.
You can save it till the end. No. Yeah. Now I want it at the end. No.
Okay. I have nothing to say at this time. But maybe later.
Dreamer's only here so he doesn't get fined. Awesome. I'm sure we will talk more about that. But in the meantime, also wanted to give a reminder, the birthday events are currently live. It has been 4 years of DFK. So as we speak, every patrol, every hunt that is completed has double experience being offered, as well as you can do twice as many patrols as you normally can. So instead of the 3 per day, you can do 6 per day, and both in patrols and hunts. So that one is going on for 2 weeks. We're about a week into it. So 1 more week of double XP, but also for 30 days, of which we are about a week into, in both hunts and patrols, the Mrs. Birthday accessory is available. But with all of that, I want to kick it back over to Fox. Fox, 4 years of DFK. What does that mean to you? For you, it's probably been closer to 4.5 years of DFK, but for publicly, it's been 4 years of DFK.
Yeah, no, it's true. It has been closer to 4.5. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see how far we've come. And it's crazy to think that it's already been 4 years. Like I was just the other day, I was kind of reminiscing, like, wait a minute, did it start 2023? No, it was 2020. No, it was 2021. Like it just seems like a long time and also no time at all at the same time, which is, I don't know how that works. But just kind of like reminiscing about some of the early ideas that I had for like the game and what it would be and how it would work. And that it would be, it was inspired by a lot of the other NFT type games that were out there at the time. There was a few that were doing combat, like Axie had some combat. There's a few others that were sort of like more focused on heroes that were like really small and pretty simplistic. And the stuff that we built now is like, it like went to the place that I had hoped and expected for, and then just went way beyond it. Just like way more involved, way more complex, way more fun than I had ever imagined or hoped that it would be. So it was really, really cool to see where we're at now and how far it's come. And just want to give a big kudos to everyone on our team that has worked so hard on that over the years, and all of the blood, sweat, and tears that have been spent on that. And then everyone in the community that is like out there playing it and supporting it and encouraging us. It's really, everything sort of like comes in and creates what it is here now. So that I can't create words with my mouth right now for some reason, but you know what I mean. And so there's also a few other ideas that had also been there, like having a economy that was based off of everything has to be a token. My dog's eating plastic. And everything has to, stay on chain as much as possible. And all the other projects out there at the time, and even right now, we're basically just saying, hey, let's have one little ERC20 token, and then we'll say that we're a blockchain game, and everything else will be off chain. And so our approach was just very, very different. And it's really cool to see how we've tried to stay as true as we can with that, and how much we have built, and just the activity we have on chain and all that type of stuff. So again, just really proud of the team, really proud of how far we've come, and excited to see what the future holds.
Awesome. Thank you, Fox. With that, unless there are any updates that I forgot that I didn't then remember, we will move into some questions. No one's objected. All right, question time. First question, as always, goes to Hubert. Any thoughts on Season 2 PvP participation rewards? Perhaps a raffle entry similar to what we do in hunts.
Yeah, that's a good idea. With I guess it's kind of a raffle in a way. With what we did with Season 1, we did have the banded chests that we added, which do have some rewards that are much more valuable than others. So we could do something along those lines. If we did do something that was more like a strict raffle, I think that would probably end up being a little bit more work to do. It's something we potentially could do and can think about for that. But the chests are a convenient way to do it as well. So I mean, it's not quite the same, but it would be something we could do. So I guess we'll see. We're still kind of talking about what we're going to do for Season 2 right now. So not everything has been decided at this point. So we can take that into consideration.
Very nice, very nice. Dreamer, hope you're doing well. And it's time for a question for you. I guess with the Metis grant, but also just in general, is DFK in the position to bring on additional team members?
I'll just open my camera on all these. Oh man, there's a cover on all these just because I put on a shirt. Are we hiring new team members, or is the intention to hire people? Or could you repeat it?
Yeah, are we in a position to look at bringing on additional team?
I mean, this is a question that I think we get in different forms over time. Short answer is no. Majority, I guess, all of the team has been sacrificing majority of the time in terms of compensation and hours worked and everything. Everybody puts in a lot of time that is not compensated. So when we have that's why whenever we're asked Runway, we're like, well, it kind of is dynamic because our team loves this project, so they're willing to go up and down with how many hours we can actually log and get paid for. So even when we got the grant with Metis, the reason why that was so big is because, man, it was the technology we're working with required a lot of work. And we did a lot of work with a lot of people, and had a very intentional approach. And we still planned it as good as we could to extend Runway well after that was done. Very proud of that. But even at the peak of that, the team wasn't all at full capacity in terms of the compensation side. So when talking to a group of builders that have worked together for a long time, and we say, hey, we have a little bit more money, is it best used to add 10 paid hours to everybody? And being able to have longer committees and work things out over a shorter period of time rather than them being drawn out a little bit? Or is it better to get another head here that's kind of a part-time person? I think most people that have done human capital budgeting, if you have effective people that work well together, the larger that group gets with new people, you have to do more kind of overhead in the corporate governance, and you start burning capital. So you need to make sure the ROI is not just equal to one additional person, but it's kind of that person has made it more efficient. We weren't at that efficient frontier of people to output relative to Runway pretty much at any point. So it would be really irresponsible, I think, to try to bring somebody else in and then manage that budget that we're already, doing our very best at, which our team has to sacrifice through. So long answer is that one. Short answer is no, not looking to add anybody, although everybody that contributes is, we're very grateful. This isn't not just the core team build. It's the community build. It's the community play. It's our whole collective effort of marketing. And we're all doing our best with it. And we're going to continue to do so. If the day comes where market shifts and we have much excess in that budget and our current people are all at capacity, heck yeah, we'll look to hire people. And I hope we get to that one day sooner rather than later. But as of now, not and haven't been in that mindset of adding resources.
Nice. Thank you, Dreamer. Much appreciated. Before we go to our next question, Winston, I know you're already jumping into this next bout, but if you have anything that you would like to say about the first one, feel free.
Oh yeah, that was a good fight. nice jump into PvP for Wayu there. That was a good one. So well played. That one could have maybe gone either way, and it just didn't go my way that time. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't go. And hoping for a little bit more luck on this one, but also, I don't know, man. That's a nasty looking team. We'll have to see how it goes.
Starting out with a double
my best,
All right, let's lock in for this second match. In the meantime, another question for Hubert. Hubert, any insight that you can give on the decisions behind the colors for the Mrs. Birthday, why it's just the ribbon and not the whole box, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not really my purview per se. We have second best dad who makes most of the art decisions, and I just comment and make his day worse by saying I don't like one thing or another thing. But he with this one, I think he was really set on that face, and he trying different color combos for like the actual wrapping versus the ribbon didn't really work out very well for what he's trying to do. So he just decided to just do only the one dye channel for this one. Future items will potentially have 2 dye channels again, but yeah, for this one he just decided not to. So not really what else to say there.
Nice. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. I guess SBD is not in the chat with us at the moment. But next question for you that maybe is more in your direct purview. Is the plan still to retire various hunts and kind of like rotate through hunts?
Yes and no. I mean, I think in that specific description, I would say more likely what will be happening is, once we have, more hunts just available in general, it won't be just going to like the hunt board and just doing them immediately. Like when the game's more fleshed out and we have traveling, what I'd really like to do is have people like unlock hunts by discovering them. And so it could be that, the boar hunt is always available, but you have to do specific things to get it. Or like its availability is also tied to like how many times it's shown up recently. Things like that, where it becomes like a more dynamic world, which we don't really have right now. It's just you can do it as many times as you have heroes to do it with. And we don't really have enough of a variety at this point, or those other systems in place to change that right now. But yes, I would like to see the whole system become more dynamic and in a way similar to that. But again, it's still pretty far off before we would do something like that.
Very nice. I like it. So enjoy it while you can, because you won't always be able to. Have you sorry, good Lord, can't read. Have we considered giving equipment bonuses or attributes specific for PvE and or PvP? So basically having bonuses that function differently whether you are against monsters or other heroes.
I mean, in general, I don't like to do that, just because it gets more complicated, and it's easier to just have the bonuses be universal and people don't have to think about it. We do have, I guess, one instance in the game with Giant Slayer where we specifically limited its effectiveness against monsters, because in general, when you're fighting AI and PvE enemies, they'll usually have a lot more HP than like a standard hero is going to have. So it would trigger Giant Slayer much easier in that regard. So typically kind of concerned just about that specific nuance and how like certain bonuses will affect that. But I would say, it's possible that we end up doing that at some point. I'm going to try to avoid doing it in our design, but it could happen.
Very nice. And I would say that's well under your purview.
I would say so too.
We're going to start a word of the week calendar for the DFK AMA. We're just going to have a word that everybody has to incorporate as much as possible. Let's see. So talking about combat, can we elaborate on how the pirates' Kraken damage and accuracy are calculated? Is it correct that it is based on the accuracy, attack, pierce, luck, etc. of the pirate when it is cast, not when the Kraken hits?
Yes, it is accurate. So, with delay abilities, like the hero that casts it could be killed before it actually goes off, and it still will. So all of the stats that go behind what the attack will do, like its accuracy, its damage, and anything else, like chances of status effects, all that is like based on a snapshot that's taken at the moment that the skill is cast. Unlike channeling abilities where that is based on when it actually releases, and if you kill the channeling hero, it'll not do it. But that isn't to say that it's already decided if you're going to hit or not. It just the accuracy of the hit has been saved. But when the actual attack happens, it will go up against the evasion of the targets. So you could potentially use a smoke bomb to reduce the chances of being hit by it. Or do other things like increase your defense, whatever, to protect against it too.
So if it is a channeled ability, a smoke bomb would still increase your evasion and therefore, make it less likely that you get hit. So smoke bomb would still be helpful, but on a channeled ability, blinding the hero would not do any good.
I think smoke bomb is always going to be helpful against channeled or the other one, but yeah, for blindness, if you blind a channeling hero or target, it will reduce their accuracy when they actually attack. If you blind something that already has a delayed ability on the time bar, the blind isn't going to affect that.
Yeah, sorry, I completely said that backwards after all of that. My clarification just made it so much worse. Sorry, guys. So yeah, delayed abilities, increasing evasion, defense, all of that helps, but decreasing their accuracy does not. On channeled abilities, increasing your evasion, defense, all of that helps, and decreasing their accuracy also helps.
That's right.
There we go. My bad, y'all. So a late buff on a channeling hero. No, a late buff on a channeling hero would be taken into account because all of that happens when the ability actually happens.
Oh yeah, that's I guess another nuance to take note of. Like if you used, well, I don't know if it would really help with the delayed abilities that we have right now because I think they're all based on magic damage. But for example, if there was one that did physical damage, which, well, actually, I think the Kraken is physical. So say you did Prayer of Might on a pirate after it already did the Call of the Sea, it's not going to help. If you did it before they do the delayed ability, then it will help with the damage there. So I guess that's another nuance to keep in mind.
But with channeling, they could do it mid-channel.
Right.
And it would work.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you'd typically need to because I think that bonus only lasts like one turn.
Right. Yeah. You don't really have a choice.
Yeah. So the timing is different between the two. So you got to be aware of that nuance.
Very nice. Any other questions about delay versus channel?
I guess the other thing too is like negate can just cause a delayed ability to not happen too, which right now I think only the seer has. Oh, well, actually no, the pirate can negate also, I believe. So
Nice.
yeah, so you can cancel those using those negate abilities as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Hubert, for the explanation of the difference between delay and channel. Also, yes, another thing I forgot. Thank you, chat, for reminding me. Huge shout out to both Esper and Sam. If you have not seen our new trailer, you should definitely go check it out. It is absolutely incredible. Esper made the trailer. It turned out amazing. And then Sam came in and put together just an incredible track to go along with it. So if you have not checked out the new trailer, you are missing out, and I'm judging you, and you should watch the new trailer. Let's see. Sorry, circling back, one last clarification. Hubert, potion buffs can be used while channeling.
Yep. If you use the either attack or spell one, then yes. Or even like if you use a swiftness potion, like you could cause the channeling to finish sooner, as well. So yeah, anything, channeling really is just like, it just means your next turn is going to be something that triggers automatically, as long as the channel isn't interrupted. So if it was not a channeled ability and you just made a choice to do a certain skill that just happens immediately, it's kind of the same thing. It just, channel abilities are a 2-turn process that can be interrupted, but any buffs, whatever you can do, it'll work as if it was applied to a bit normal attack on that second turn.
Perfect. Can we confirm whether Berserker's Howl is applying its status effects, Intimidate and Berserker's Mark specifically, through shields or not?
I believe with Intimidate it should not, but Berserker's Mark is one that does bypass most protections. I can double check on Intimidate, but I'm pretty sure that one still follows most of the normal rules. Yeah, it looks like we didn't add anything there, and I wouldn't have. So Intimidate, if there's a barrier or a ward, you're not going to be able to intimidate through that if there is. But with Berserker's Mark, that one is kind of different. Like, it should be kind of thought of as more of a buff to the Berserkers, but it's treated like a status effect, so it affects all Berserkers. So it's kind of different. Taunt also has kind of some differences like that as well, where you can taunt through barriers also. So there, I think those are. I don't know if there's any other ones besides those two that are kind of more sticky than the rest of the status effects.
Nice. We'll go over to Winston here in just a moment, but before that, is it a bug that? Oh God, I'm gonna have to try to pronounce the mushrooms' names. This is my worst nightmare. Is it a bug that the Yofer mushrooms lifesteal does not stack when hitting multiple allies, while the Ulf? That's it. It's the Ulf mushrooms does.
That is a bug, and yes, we do have a bug ticket in for that already. Once that was reported, I think it was earlier this week or maybe last week. I think it was maybe this week. So yes, we are looking into that, and it should be that all of every hit should count towards those bonuses. So yes.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Before we go to our next question, just a quick toss over to Winston. Anything that you would like to say about these bouts? Obviously, we'll go to you at the end as well, but any immediate reactions?
Yeah, that second one was rough, man. That Berserker just was sniping the back line. It was great watching him, like he marked Wayu's warrior, but proceeded to just hit my seer in the back line over and over and over again, dude. He just ignored the warrior completely. So That was a tough game. I liked the first one a little bit better, I think, if I had to pick a favorite game. But yeah, it was fun. Thanks, YU. Thanks for fighting me. That was those were good bouts. Maybe I'll get after you again, and I'll put some restrictions on it this time, and then we'll see what happens.
One Excalibur per team. No Excaliburs, one from Winston. Awesome. So a couple more questions. Hubert, going back over to you for a minute. Will we consider making double XP events a regular thing?
Yeah, we can consider it. I'm not gonna say it will happen for sure, but you know, I don't think it's a bad idea per se. Just be more of a when and how, and you know, I would also really like to get the pet combat bonuses out first before we go too far with that, just because there are bonuses on the pets that can increase XP, and I want to make sure that that's taken into consideration before we go too far.
So would you say that we will consider doing it, but we'll also consider not doing it?
Yes.
I'll add one thing on
Yeah.
that. I would love to do it. It depends on how much work, because every time we have an idea, oftentimes it's a lot of work. But if we do like a time-based one where it's like every Tuesday, double experience, then like maybe Sunday and Monday, nobody plays because they're waiting for Tuesday. So like, you know, we have to think about how people like operate in routines and what makes things fun. So it would be cool if it was like when we hit milestones of numbers summoned, or like heroes summoned, or dark summoned, or transcended, or hunts won or something. I don't know. It'd be cool to have like when we hit certain milestones we're all working for, we unlock like a period of double XP time or something. I think there are some things we can do. It just depends on how much resources it will cost to do it. But I would personally say if we were to deliberate live, anything that's super predictable sometimes has an adverse effect, because you just kind of don't do it until it's that double XP and you know when it's coming. So you just kind of sit there and wait, which, you know, isn't as fun. So if we do it, I think it would be like a creative solution that makes it less predictable and more like fun and rewarding, if that makes sense.
Hell yeah. I like it. So does chat. Actually, going over to you, Dreamer, any thoughts? So there's a specific question. I'm going to kind of broaden the question to apply to multiple things here. But thoughts on third-party devs and tools, the things that they have built, and ways to utilize them within DeFi Kingdoms itself.
Yeah, this is a really cool topic, and actually lately I've been engaging more with a few folks. A lot of meetings actually with Zealous, who's done a ton of this stuff among a lot of others in the community building landscape. Many of which are highlighted right in the game in the castle. When we go back in time, I think it was in year one, when we had a lot of community interest to do things outside of like the core development team, which I think on like the original vision way back in the day, and we've heard Fox say a number of times, is like what we build is you know, what we're building, we want people to build on top of it. I think that's what Fox had said a lot. So we try to find ways to support that while also like preserving the integrity of like the internal vision. Sometimes it's hard to do. We made the castle, people were excited, people went to it, but we haven't really adjusted that approach too much since. You know, with DFK Chain, we find ways to support people where at times you have the whitelist, and maybe we do collaborations or something. But there are a lot of really helpful tools out there, and they're tools that be really silly if we like doubled up to make our own, because there are already some good ones out there, and that we have a lot of other things that we're trying to build that community builders can't build, like new classes and other things, and that we've been releasing. So when we look at all the stuff that's kind of hidden in the castle, I guess there is an argument that like, yeah, we are showing it, and that's more than most games do. We should get credit for that. We really try. Are there some tools that could be better linked or better accessed? Maybe. So this is an interesting question, and something that we've actually been talking about before getting this question, but we don't have like an answer yet. I think it's the answer's always been, yeah, apply for the castle, we'll put you in there, we'll highlight it right in the castle. But feedback over time is our active user base doesn't always click through the castle. And new users, we haven't had like a huge amount to be like, let's poll all the new users, what's helpful, what isn't. So I think we're trying to see what we can do in the meantime. And I think that we'll likely find some ways to have more collaboration with folks. But to like completely integrate third-party tools and redo them usually is a pretty hard thing to do that deters not only like the active team, but the community builder. So that's the answer now. It's a great question. Let us report back after we discuss and see if there's anything outside of it. Because the answer currently is go to the castle. We do our best to highlight all our partners and contributors. Is there more we could do? Let us get back after we discuss, because I think enough time has passed since the castles come out that there are some really cool tools out there, and there might be some better ways to highlight them.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you, Dreamer. With that, we are going to launch into our wrap up for today. We do have a special guest coming up to give us our sign off here in a few minutes. But before that, thank you, as always, to everyone who is tuned in live, as well as everyone who will watch this recording later. Special shout out to all of those who do submit questions for us to answer during these AMAs. As always, you can submit your questions at AMA and the AMA questions channel in Discord or at talk.defykingdoms.com. Thank you, everyone who takes the time out of their day to come up on stage and be here with us and answer all of these questions. Winston, as always, special shout out for being willing to come up here and fight community members every week and, you know, put your reputation on the line. It is greatly appreciated. Fox, lovely to see you back home. Always a pleasure. With that, we will go around the horn and then end on Wayo. But let's go over first to Hubert for any final thoughts.
Well, let's see. I think, the biggest thing on my mind right now is the All-Star tournament. I believe we have 15 people that have said that they're going to be able to make it. So it should be a pretty close to fully packed tournament. I think there's one person that maybe has one extra token that has not been distributed outside of that person, maybe, from what I saw. So maybe there will be a 16th that sneaks in. But yeah, really looking forward to that. I think everyone's going to be bringing their A game. There's some really, really large prizes on there. I guess I'll note one thing there that we didn't mention live, but is noted if you look at the tournament details, that the USDC rewards that will be going out will actually be airdropped instead of be rewarded immediately. We just did that as a precaution because there's over $20,000 worth of rewards in USDC alone in that tournament, and we wanted to make sure, like, if anything goes wrong, like, we wouldn't, like, some of those wouldn't get distributed if we needed to, like, cancel the tournament for some reason or something. Like, hopefully nothing will go wrong. We'll be all present and watching, so it should be very low likelihood of something like that happening. But anyway, just wanted to mention that. Really appreciate everyone for all of their support through all this time, and hope everyone will be tuning in to watch that or be playing. So thanks.
Thank you, Hubert. Dreamer, let's go to you next. Any final thoughts?
Yeah. All-Star tournament. This is crazy. I saw a comment saying, like, Web3 games are dropping like flies. DFK team built different. Thank you for the conviction. Thank you guys for the conviction in the game. A lot of games out there are dropping because they just got caught up. This is an opinion. They just got caught up in a lot of the silliness that goes on, I think, in crypto, where people are like chasing certain hype and things, and even maybe contributing to the overhype themselves for some ulterior motive outside of building Web3 gaming and having fun and building community and connecting games to the blockchain, making it so you can own your assets. We've had this vision. We've been definitely showing conviction and resilience and ingenuity and figuring out how to get it done. And we're continuing to do our best. But it is all pointless if you guys aren't playing it. And a lot of time and effort goes into learning what goes out there and adjusting with the meta and building assets and working together and creating groups that you like to play with and creating content and hopping in Discord and giving us feedback and complaining at times and keeping Bolon up later than he already is up at his unhealthy hours and Mountain Dew drinking. But man, it all works and we're still here and we have freaking 20K USDC prizes in a tournament. Nobody else has done that, even with all their money that they've got and all their big tournaments that and all these AAA games and rah. Where are they right now? They're not looking after the integrity of the game and competition and blockchain enabled leaderboards and distribution of rewards. I'm so proud of this group, and tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day, no matter what the outcome is and who wins. It's proof that we can build something incredible in this space, and I am very confident that people will pay attention. And maybe it's this tournament, maybe it's the third season tournament, maybe it's something else. But whatever it is that is the catalyst for others to realize the quality, we all see that and realize it now. Please have fun with the tournament. Please encourage others as well. Share your opinions on who's going to win or this or that. If nothing else, for our group to realize like this is a huge milestone, and the amount of money is significant, but the amount of time that has gone into the top performance competitive nature of this is even more. And put the money aside, there's a one-of-one equipment going to the winner. Right. I think that to everybody here, that is probably the biggest prize. It's the unique item, right? I'm excited to see who the winner is, how it will be used, and where it'll go from there, and what we can do from here. So very bullish. I can't say the B word. I'm very excited to be the B word, and I'm excited to hear it and yell it with others. But tomorrow's going to be awesome. If you can't make it, please find a way to support it and enjoy. And best of luck to all those that have qualified for the competition. We will be watching and spectating, and having fun.
Good save there. And as a reminder, if you're not playing, or even if you are playing, actually, to be fair, if you get eliminated, I guess I should say, but 17,000 Jewel in sponsorships throughout that tournament. So make sure you get in there and use your influence as well. Fox, over to you. Any final thoughts?
Hey, how do I follow that up from Jamer? That was amazing. And I agree with everything you were saying, Jamer. It's just, really cool to see how far we've come, that we're at this point, and I'm excited about tomorrow as well. And excited to see, after tomorrow, all of the other stuff that's being built, that's being worked on, and what it'll look like in another year from now or two. It's like, just keeps going, and it's really, really cool to see. So I just want to say thanks to everyone again, and pass the mic over to, I guess you'll say who's next.
It is Winston next. Thank you, Fox, for being here. However, before I hand it over to Winston, curveball.
I'm not going anywhere. So,
Hubert, would you like to make that live announcement?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just mess up this whole entire flow that we got going on. Sorry, guys. I forgot to mention one last thing about the tournaments, which I did say in the chat if you saw it. Which is just that we do have a couple bugs specifically with Wizard and the Cryo Mastery and Pyro Mastery that we were hoping to get fixed before this tournament, but by the time that we did get the fix worked out, it was like yesterday or 2 days ago, and we decided it was just a little too close to the tournament to kind of shake things up, because I think those being fixed will have some potential to shake things up. So just whatever bugs are in the game right now are not going to go away for this tournament. So I guess just keep that in mind. And then we do have some fixes that will likely go live like right afterwards. So, yep.
Nice. Thank you, Hubert. Winston, for real this time. Any final thoughts? And I will let you introduce the guest of the week.
Thanks, Bolon. Yeah, thanks, YU, for fighting me. Had a great time. Thanks to all the players, all the third-party developers and builders and people out there cooking stuff, and the guilds taking care of the new players, and the jewelers and the honkers and the mythic squatters. Mythic squatters. That was 3. The mailman is going to be there tomorrow. That was a 3-pointer in his honor. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Like nobody. I know that a lot of people on the stage probably know who I'm talking about. But Karl Malone, he was on the Dream Team. I believe it was 1998. Oh, here comes Dreamer. All right. Speaking of the Dream
he's
Team,
not really going to be there, right?
No,
You're
he's
just
not.
messing around.
You have to join to find out. You have to
Like,
join.
okay, I just like some live feedback. If you're gonna make up somebody to show up, you probably should have picked Carl. I mean, I love Karl Malone. He's
Everyone
the
loves
mailman.
Karl.
He delivers every time. You know, I grew up watching him. How many people in the audience are watching Karl Malone?
I don't
So
know.
if he's
man.
gonna be there, that's epic. But if he's
Yeah.
not, we got to be like Trump showing up, then people wouldn't freak out at all. You know,
Yeah.
like you got to go bigger.
I assumed you were just making stuff up. So
Yeah, it
But
was more of a
is it
joke for
fake
me.
news, or is he gonna be there?
What's that?
Is it fake news? It's fake news. Isn't it?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson is
Yeah.
going to be
There you go.
Somebody else who talks in the third person, because Karl Malone talks in the third person, and The Rock talks in the third person. That's perfect. Who else talks in the third person? Maybe like a Leprechaun. Maybe Leprechaun's talking the third person. All right, I'm just gonna blast through this. Thanks to the players. Thanks everybody. Karl Malone. We might get Charles Barkley. We didn't get Karl Malone. We didn't get him. I'm still trying for Barkley. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure, honestly, the best part of this big tournament is even if you're not playing in it, you can vote on it. You can get your stake in there and try to pick who's going to win and maybe scoop a handful of jewels. So make sure to come hang out with us tomorrow. Thanks again to the players. Thanks again to everyone who's been following along with us and working on it with us and being a part of this. And thanks to the team. You guys are the best team. And I'd like to introduce the winner today. Here comes Wayu. Go ahead, dude. Take it away. You got, I don't know. I forgot to get the clock up. So you got around 60 seconds. Good luck, dude. You might need to unmute. There you go.
Okay, thank you, Winston. Thank you for fighting me. It was... Oh.
You're good, dude. We hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're doing great.
Okay, maybe now it's better.
You're good.
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Bit of delay here, it seems. Yeah, so it was exciting to fight you in the bouts, as I haven't, played these PP bouts before, and I guess I have a lot to learn, and it might be the kick I need in the butt in order to get moving into the PvP area and maybe hopefully join some more tournaments. So we will see if I show up in the future. And of course, I think the DFK team is the best team out there, the strongest, most resilient ones, and also with genuine conviction. So I'm all for it, and I hope we keep this ball rolling for DFK longer than ever. And good luck to all the players in the All-Star tournament tomorrow. And I guess I'll take it away with a big BULLISH!
Bullish!
Bullish! All-Star tournament, let's go!
Bullish.
Make sure you join
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Wayu.
Get the stream for it. Thank
Everyone.
you, everybody, and we will see you next week.
DeFi Kingdoms, where you can summon heroes, trade with other players, quest, and fight challenging enemies in a fantasy world brought to life in pixel art animation. Command your legion, claim your legacy.